We'll start the session now. Then we'll chat some speakers and start the class. So, action. And what are the kinds of action? And how we are inclined to carry out those actions? How does it make a difference to us? And with what attitude we undertake action so that our action becomes karma yoga. Then we'll see what is the secret of success and what is in the Bhagavad Gita, how these actions are indicated. And in our scheme of Shastras, how there's a path of action for everyone. That means everyone will find a way of doing. Because according to your own attitude or aptitude, you'll do some action. So there will be some way or other you'll work. So there is a path for everyone. See, basically, there is action is a must. Action is a must. At every moment of your life, you are undertaking action. There is no time when your life is without action. Even if you think that you are only sitting and not working anything, but still the action is going on. Because action is not only external activity, but also internal activity, also mental activity. You are sitting here and you will see that your involuntary action in the body, physiological actions are going on. The heart is beating, the digestion taking place, the blood circulation taking place, everything is happening, no? And when you're sitting, the mind is acting. That thought process is going on, that is also action. So all the actions are going on. There cannot be a single moment in our life when action is not there. But this action are different types depending on your own aptitude. Now, in this text, what we see, there are three types of people who take different types of action. Here, they have been categorized as laborers, workers, and persons of achievement. Basically, what he's saying is laborers means physical action. A person who is oriented towards physical work. And he thinks that whatever he does, he'll get his result. And there is no more, it's only for him and himself. He'll earn money and spend for himself. There is no ideal. And he can work hard, he'll earn money, but that is for selfish interest. That means he will fulfill selfish desires. And his action is always self-centered. It doesn't affect or it doesn't motivate or inspire others also. He'll never think of doing something for the public, starting a school or a hospital. He'll never think of it. If we are talking a laborer, he's not only a labor, I mean, a person in the high society also, he is like a laborer who doesn't have an ideal, and he doesn't work for the society or common good. He can be a judge, he can be a general manager in a company, or he can be a scientist, a writer. But then, if he's not thinking of broader perspective with a narrow vision, then he's a laborer. Next category, what we are saying, is a worker. A worker, we are putting in the category where he has got a certain level of ideal in life, some goal in life, some objective that is a higher, nobler goal in life. And mind you, whenever you act for some higher goals, nobler activity goals, you are inspired to do, and also you inspire others to. In fact, I mean, this category, like we may say that politicians are not good or doctors are making money. That may be correct, but then they are also inspiring others. They have a goal for doing public good. They are like religious leaders also. They have a higher goal that the teachings can spread to the many people. So this main thing is the higher vision. It is not limited to self and selfish interest. It's a higher vision. So, and when they take action, that action becomes more pervasive, subtler, reaches out to more people. It benefits the greater number of society, and also their action also lasts longer. The benefits of that action last longer in the society. Even after they have passed away, they also will be remembered by the people because they have done some unselfish work. The third level, what we are talking of, is person of achievement. These are the higher level of people. That means they are persons of achievement. They have a standard, moral, ethical standard, and they have a virtue in living, a value in living, and that ideal is they are more intellectual, and they have ideal that this something I'll achieve, which may not affect me, like freedom fighters. See, because they have an ideal in life, the nation is the first. They'll sacrifice themselves for the nation also. See, to that extent. A soldier also sacrifices himself because he has an ideal. He has created that ideal. And normal people will not do. They cannot measure that also. So, such people, when they function in the society, there's a level of fragrance that spreads. He's a great man, he's a noble man, and whatever he does is for selfless activity, and that benefits a lots of people, and it benefits for a very, very longer period of time also. Then that gives him not only name and fame, but also it creates glory for him for generations to come. Suppose you ask a person of this type, the person of achievement, why you are doing so much work? Huh? What is the benefit for you? Like if you ask, say, Buddha, why you work selflessly, you spread the knowledge, what you gain? Or you ask Christ also, you sacrifice yourself, you went to the crucifixion, and what is the need for that? See, such people have the fixed ideal very high, and that ideal propels them. And that success also comes with it. And either they're getting a, um, they're getting a, pat on the back or not. Very often during their lifetime, they are also persecuted. Like Muhammad was persecuted, and Christ was persecuted. Even many people were persecuted like that because their ideal is beyond that times, established practices. So such people, when you ask them, they'll say, I am doing it because I love to do this. And this is my ideal, I'm doing it. But finally, there is one thing happens to them, and that is a sense of fulfillment. See, all of us work, the highest level is the sense of fulfillment. Whatever I have done, I am satisfied. Not only satisfied, I am fulfilled. Okay. So such people bring in, one individual brings in a movement in the society, or maybe in the world itself. One Buddha could change half of the world moral standard. One Christ has changed almost 2/3 of the world another religion. One Bhagavan Shankaracharya has completely changed the specter of Hinduism in India. He brought back total Hinduism back to India, and that lives on. So such people are rare, and their rarity is more pervading not only for one lifetime, for many, many lifetimes. Thousands of years, Buddha and say Christ, Muhammad, or Vivekananda has gone hundreds of years back, but still that legacy continues. So such people, the persons of achievement, don't work with selfish desires. Activities which are motivated by desires, they are short-lived. Activities which are not motivated desires, they have a higher level of achievement. So this is where we are coming to. When we put the question mark, the karma and karma yoga, what is the difference? In our shastras, karma, yes, but karma yoga is great. What is that? What is the use of this karma yoga? That we'll see now. Right? I have told you about the body, mind, intellect I have told you. Just let me see if I can have something of that. See, in the previous classes, I have shown you this sketch for the benefit of Vishal. Again, I am showing this. It's a very famous sketch by Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji. So it is called a BMI chart. Body, mind, intellect chart. I'm repeating that also. Body, we know our physical body, and we have a mind, we have an intellect. All put together, we call it Sarira. Okay? What the body does, the function of the body is a perceiver. Go vertically. Go below B, you go. Below that, you see, body is a perceiver. It perceives things. It has the sense organs, it perceives. And what it perceives is the objects of the world. Same way, mind is a feeler. It's emotional, and it feels the emotions. Intellect is a thinker. it thinks of thoughts. All put together is our body, mind, intellect complex. Okay? But this is not all. Actually, on top you can see that Omkar. That Om is the supreme consciousness. That is a consciousness, Chetana Shakti. That is a Brahman. That is Ishvara. That consciousness is also in all of us. In body, mind, intellect, consciousness is there. Without that, with the presence of consciousness, we are alive. Life pulsates through my body because of the presence of consciousness. Any doubt on this? But in between, you'll see there is one V. V stands for vasanas. Vasanas means impressions. Impressions of past actions, past lives, and all impressions of many, many lives. That does the clouding, that acts like a veil, like a parda between our pure consciousness and the body. So that's why we are not able to reflect the pure consciousness all the time. Okay? That is coming filtered through the vasanas. So that's why we get a reflection of our consciousness in ourselves, and it is tampered with the vasanas that we, the impressions that we have already. So that we, the vasanas, this I'm trying to relate to it now in our term. Okay. Now, that pure consciousness is all pervading, all knowing, all powerful. And that enlivens our physical body, mind, intellect, which is inert. Basically, our body, mind, intellect, and everything else in the world is inert, without any life. Whereas only the consciousness has got a life. When you come in contact with that life force, you become alive. If the life force is not there, then you are as good as dead. Now we are talking of, so our aim is that we should get maximum of that consciousness, that life force. We should get the maximum benefit of that. The maximum is purity. Pure consciousness is the maximum. There is no adulteration. There is nothing else has come in between. What comes in between is that vasana, that impressions that is already there in the mind. See, that's why when you look at two objects, suppose you have a you have purchased a computer, and I see that computer also. The impressions of both of us are different. We have different impressions in us. That vasanas are us. So I will think the computer is differently, and you will think it differently. You will think of with your previous experience, you will think that this is good for this job, this is not good for this job. I'll think that how much of utility is there, is it value for money? Different ways we look at it. So this is because of our previous impressions are different. Same way for each and everybody and everything also. But now, here what I am trying to tell is that we should strive to derive the maximum benefit of the pure consciousness in us. Our endeavor is to reflect the purity of the consciousness in us, which is being deflected or filtered by the vasanas, that in between V that I showed you. And that V or vasanas is not, even though it is with me, but it is with, it is in my unconscious mind or partly subconscious mind. I do not know what it is there. What is that vasana? What is the impression is there? What will come out of it? I don't know. So I cannot change that myself directly. I cannot say that no, this vasana is there, so I'll not do this or I'll do this. I cannot change because I don't know myself. And mind you, vasana is also, the meaning of vasana in Sanskrit is fragrance. You know, itna vasana hota hai na, wo fragrance is the meaning of vasanas. That has got a fragrance. It can be good or it can be bad also. Okay. So what we, because of that fragrance is there in our mind, that is some sort of a, creates a desire. When I have a vasana, that creates a thought in my mind, and that thought gives rise to action. Thought is a desire. Thought, a desire comes to mind, and I try to execute it by action. So mind will tell, okay, do this action, then that action will have a result. A result again can create more vasanas or can take out vasanas also. For example, if you are visiting a shopping mall, okay, you go to shopping malls, you'll find so many hundreds and thousands of things are displayed there. According to your vasana, according to the inherent desire that you have in you, your eyes will go to some objects which you are desirous of. You can see a dress, or you can see a toiletry, or you can see a cutlery, depending on your vasana. What the impressions that you have in mind, depending on that, your eyes will fall on those objects. And that object, once that vasana is come, that desire has come, then you'll debate to buy or not, to obtain or not. Then you'll say that if you have the money, if the right thing or not, all that debate will take place. Finally, the mind will tell, no, I'll buy. The buddhi will tell, no, don't buy, it's not good. All that debate will go on. Finally, when you decide, it will be purchased or not. Even if you purchase, that can create a satisfaction in you, that can create some type of joy in you for some period. You will be happy. You'll be happy that I have purchased this what I desire. But that happiness is not long lasting. It will go away because that utility is also limited. You can never get permanent joy from an object of the world. Remember, you can never obtain permanent joy from an object of the world because the joy is within us. So that joy is out of question. But then what happens is that when you purchase this object or acquire that object, that also prompts you to create more vasanas. Like suppose you have purchased, you have purchased some nice, say, gulab jamuns, and you like that gulab jamun from that place. So मन में और एक वासना होता है. You like it and okay, it goes away. In one day that joy is gone. That's short-lived. But what remains is that vasana again, that a new vasana is created, and it is there in the mind. And another in the future time, you will say, no, that gulab jamun is good, so I'll buy there only. So the new vasana is also created. Same thing with any other. You have purchased a sari, or you have purchased a dress, or you have purchased anything. The new vasana is created to also, you know, for the future use. So vasana, as long as it is, it can create new vasanas for you. You can adjust vasana through your action, but it can also create new vasanas for you. As I told you, the very objective of ours, the goal of ours should be to have the maximum purity of consciousness reflected in us. Correct? Are you with me? Maximum purity of consciousness should be reflected in us. There should not be any obstruction in between, or minimize the obstruction in between in the form of the vasanas. This process is called vasana kshaya, to reduce the obstruction of the vasanas. So that can be done only when your actions are not selfish. When your actions are not for yourself, that means you are not a laborer, but you are a worker, where your actions are resulting in loka sangraha. That means for societal welfare, for good of others. Then your vasanas are reduced. Your own vasanas are reduced, and you do good for others. So this is the way you reduce your vasanas. So what is karma yoga? So in normal, I talk to you regarding the three types of people they are getting involved. Now, karma yoga is not a normal karma that you do in the every day you are doing some action from like morning till night, going to bed. So you are doing some action, but that action is not karma yoga. That is karma only, action. And those actions are for the purpose of Jivana Pravaha. That means your life should go on. You go to the washroom, you go to brush your teeth, or you eat, or you drink. All these things are okay actions, but that is not a action karma in terms of karma yoga. So what are the silent features that karma yoga must have? What are the silent features of a karma yoga? Number one, it should be high vision. Your vision should be high, and goal should be higher. And when you start that sankalpa means you resolve to do something. It should be not for yourself, not for selfish desires, but for selfless activity. Okay. Number two is the selfless activity. Number three is the spirit of surrender. You surrender to the Lord that I am not doing this. Whatever it is, you are prompting me in my thoughts to take over this action. So this is spirit of surrender. You surrender to the Lord that action is happening because of you, and you are the doer, not me. You are only working. I am only an instrument through which the action is taking place. It's like you take a pen and you write. When you're writing with the pen is the instrument. You are writing. So you cannot say the pen is writing. Instead, thought is not coming from the pen. The actual writing is because you are writing. So that instrument of writing is the pen. Same way, I am the instrument. Bhagavan karate mera jariya. So I am the instrument of action, and the Lord is the performer of works. He's a doer. Okay. This is number 3 I told you. Number 4 is dedication of action. That means you dedicate your action to Bhagavan. Hey Bhagavan, you are doing the action and you also you will get the result also. I am not doing anything. The result is not mine. So as a result, you expect no result for yourself. No expectation of result. So this is the fifth one is fifth one. Now accept whatever comes to you, even if you don't expect any result, something will come. Whatever comes, you accept it as prasada buddhi. That means this is a gift from the God to you. Whatever comes, you accept it. Because Bhagavan is a doer, Bhagavan is an enjoyer, but if he is giving you something, you accept as with grace, because it's like you take a bowl of laddus to Bhagavan and offer to him. हम इतना लाया प्रसाद लाया आपको अर्पण कर रहे हैं नैवेद्यम, but is Bhagavan eating it? So Bhagavan, if Bhagavan is eating, then nobody will offer prasad also.
Yes.
So same laddu is a laddu before you bring. When you offer is a naivedya. When you after offering, after puja, when you bring it back, it's a prasad. That prasad you accept with grace. But this is Bhagavan's prasad. Even if you have diabetes, you take a little bit of sweet also. Okay? So that prasad buddhi is absolutely necessary. So these are the 6 points that I told you, which is necessary for karma yoga. And what is the result of that karma yoga then? Why you should do? Because main thing that your vasanas are exhausted automatically. You don't have to work for it. It happens because you are not working for yourself. So vasanas are exhausted. When the vasanas are exhausted, what I told you, you come closer to the God. God closer means actually physically you're not moving, but you mentally, your purity of mind is coming. Your mind becomes purer. When the mind is purified, it becomes peaceful. It becomes calm and quiet. It becomes fit for knowledge. See the result, how much of result? Because of reduction of vasanas, your mind becomes purer, because the purity of mind is the main thing, All the actions that we are doing, karma yoga, is for purifying the mind. So when your mind is purified, you are peaceful, you are calm and quiet, you are serene, and you are fit for receiving knowledge. Okay? A calm mind, a serene mind is perfect for discrimination. Discrimination means what? Discriminating between good and bad. Discriminating between what is right and wrong. Between nitya and anitya. What is permanent and what is not permanent. So if you are able to, even in a normal worldly sense, if your mind is calm and quiet, you can take better decisions. Better decisions obviously it will result in better effects. So in this karma yoga, the main thing is happening is selfless action, higher vision, spirit of surrender, and dedications of work. The doer is always the enjoyer. This is a maxim. Whoever is doing the action, performing the action, is the enjoyer of action. Understand? Whoever is the performer of action is the enjoyer of action. So if you say, I am doing this work, then you'll also get the result of that work. And if the result, so if the result is you are creating vasanas, so you will get the vasanas. But if you say, oh, Bhagavan, you are doing the work, so you will not get the result. The vasanas will be, even if that is created, it will not come to you. You will only reduce your vasanas. Okay? So, now what we learn from here is that while performing worldly activities, we should change our attitude towards the work. Don't stop working. Change the mental attitude so that you don't get any personal gratification. You are working selflessly and you will get the result of vasanakshaya. Yastindriyanis manasa niyamyaravaterjuna karmendriyi karma yoga asakta sa viseshyate. You will engage the organs of action. हाथ से काम करेगा, पांव से काम करेगा, all that you will do. But then you control the organs with the mind and you become unattached. Engage the organs of action by controlling them through the mind and without attachment. The attachment is very, very important. You should be unattached. That means you are unattached to the results of action. So that is called karma yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, there is another sloka. There are many, obviously there are many. One is your karmanne badhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala heturgo akarma akarmana. That means you have the right to karma. Karmanne adhika aste. You have the right to action. Ma karma phala kadachana. You have no right to the result of action yourself. It may seem very absurd in the present day context, but it's a fact. I can explain you, and it can be very well understood. But then he is saying, you also should not become attached to non-action. Then he will say that if I am not going to enjoy the results of action, why should I act? Isn't it? If I am going to act and you are saying no, the result are not yours, then what is the point in acting? I'll sit down. Then he says, you have no right to get attached to akarmana in no action. You have to act all the time and you will also not opt for the result. Okay? So this is the beauty of karma yoga. When it is being said that don't keep any result in mind, it means you don't hanker after the result. Before starting any project, you plan it out. You plan out, okay, this is the project, these are the main material that will be utilized, and this then there will be lot of what do you call so much of finance will be required, or planning will be required. All the planning you do. Huh? And what will be the result also, as a result of this action, what is the project, what is the result, all that you do. But while you are executing the project, you don't put your head into the what will happen result. Then you will not be able to concentrate, you will not be able to give 100% of your thought and action into the action itself. You'll be more worried about the result, thereby hampering your work itself. So that's why once you decide, once you have made up your mind, once you have made the plan, then keep the plan and work. That's why Gurudev says, work out a plan and plan out a work. First plan out the work and then work out the plan. But that plan also, in the beginning, at the planning stage, you have your the result also in that, but during the action, you do not. Because you have the duty to action only all the time. Because in the present only you should concentrate, not think of the future, what result you get. So in this sloka number that I told you earlier, that you control through your mind, you control your actions. So controlling mind with will is like, there's a difference between how strongly you can control, or you'll control like a different ways of controlling that there. If you control too strongly, it will be like you are building a dam on the flowing river and it will break. And if you control like a like a barrage, you give up some water and then conserve something, then you can also conserve energy from your whatever you are doing. Like you make hydroelectricity power, you control the water, but at the same time you create energy, and that direct energy can be utilized for the purpose of public good. But all these things should be done without attachment to your personal benefit. Because mind with attachment, mind with selfish desires will gather vasanas, and whenever you get into any action. So Gita advises us to perform action without attachment, so that no new impressions, no new vasanas are created. So we'll getting us. Next class, we'll see what is the different types of yogas are there. According to your own aptitude, people follow different paths for your spiritual growth. Some follow the karma yoga, that what you talked about. People who are more, mentally or emotionally tuned, they follow the bhakti yoga, or path of devotion. People who are more intellectually tuned, they follow a path called Jnana Yoga, or the path of knowledge. Some people also follow the Ashtanga Yoga, for physical fitness, and then through that they achieve their goal. So there is a yoga for everyone all the time. It depending on your aptitude and abilities that you undertake a particular type of yoga. Today, I explained to you what is karma yoga. Well, it can be, there are many things can be this. I am not talking to you about karma. In Vedanta or in our scriptures, karma has got a various meaning, and that I did not discuss with you. We just talked about karma yoga. Karma has got uh, different types of karmas are there. Nitya karma, Naimitika karma, and what should be done, what is Prayashchita karma, what is Nisiddha karma. That means what is the daily action, what is exceptional action, and what is to know which action is prohibited, uh, and which action is uh, as a Prayashchita. Uh, you can, if you have done something wrong, how you can make it up. So different types of action are there. Oh, then there are other divisions of sanchita karma. That means the karma that you store up. You have also um, prarabdha karma. You have different types of karma there. That we did not discuss here because this is a preliminary class and I just talked about karma yoga. We'll go part by part. We'll go together. Okay. I want to be more part. So we'll close up now. Thank you. Thank you.